20 minutes, I lost 500 euros because he eliminated me from the top 3. So that was pretty tough.
I can imagine so. Hyde has a pretty okay start. He's got Twilight Drakes and Arcane Intellects, but he's going to need a little bit more help. The nice thing is that this mage deck does have some AoE clears like Flame Strikes, Blizzards, Frost Nova again to delay, but can he stop Kolento's aggression?
Well, right now he got the cards that we mentioned. The cards that are pretty much dead. Twilight Drake is... it's good that he has Arcane Intellect, because he will be able to draw into something, maybe. Sludge Belcher, also a card that he wanted to draw. Twilight Drake might do some trading, but on the other hand, attacking with your Twilight Drake into those 1/2 oozes just feels so painful. And Kolento's hand is pretty good. He has almost everything he needs. And Blizzard and Flame Strike are pretty nice. Good pickups here.
Yeah, don't forget that Molten Giants are also one of those things where if you get Ice Block, Molten Giants, Druids, or at least Kolento is not running something like Big Game Hunter. And if you can't take care of all those Giants, there are opportunities for you to swing. Hype is also piecing together some of his AoE removals in combination with Doomsayer.
Well, if Hype actually gets Frost Nova next turn, it might be pretty good for him. There is no Keeper of the Grove for Kolento, so a Frost Nova Doomsayer might be deadly. But right now he has to think what I'm going to do. What is the follow up? What is Hype actually playing?
Like, well, this is a test for Keeper of the Grove right here, because most likely Keeper of the Grove goes down on Twilight Drake, and then you just lose your 4-drop for one of these Echoing Oozes. But now he doesn't see anything like that, so I think Doomsayer is going to be much more empowered. He's going to need a top deck Keeper of the Grove.
He's turn 5. Sludge Belcher is a good card here, and yeah, this is what I mentioned. Like attacking into into a half of a card. The Twilight Drake. It seems so wasteful. So being
Kolento picks up Harvest Golem, which isn't exactly great at the moment. Druid the Claw just kind of outmeasures it. You can push for more damage.
Do you think he is expecting Blizzard this turn? Could be.
I think this deck's already proven it's kind of unique. Ooh. You know, that move is actually not going to pay off whatsoever because Blizzard's going to pretty much take everything out except for the 2/1 damage golem. Yeah, Kolento not really accounting for this. Trying to keep Echoing Ooze as healthy as possible so that way he can have a 1/2 and spread out damage. But now Hyped has a chance here because he's taken away a lot of the aggression and only 5 damage has been dealt.
That's certainly true, and Hype still has a lot of cool cards in his hand. He will be able to use Flame Strike a couple of turns in the future. Right now, he took out the board, so he is able to play some cards which are a bit slower. He has 22 points of health, which is still fine. He should he should feel safe. He can play his current to develop the board and not lose that much health on from Kolento. So, well, it would be too far-fetched to say that it's looking good for Hyped to put himself in a position that has actually advantages.
Yeah, if you're in Hype's position too, you need to also be mindful of ways your opponent can just end the game soon. So eventually you're going to have to drop Ice Block.
How much are you afraid of Savage Roar?
Very. There's 2 copies most likely in the deck. Savage Roar off the top, if you just kill off 1 minion, is 6 plus the 6 here, so 12. And then with like Swipe, you might just die here.
Yeah, it certainly will be very close.
Yep.
So, well, Flame Strike would be awkward. So definitely, I wouldn't cast Flame Strike. Just, I guess, draw the cards. Duplicate seems fine as well. Maybe draw cards first. See what you get, and then decide.
Hey, you still might get Frost Nova Doomsayer or something equivalent to that.
Well, no Frost Nova for him.
Yeah, Ice Block feels like it has to come down. I love the choice of Doomsayer. It's another way to just gain health. Most likely it'll die. But even then, you're still kind of setting up so that way he has to choose between giving up his board or giving yourself a little life. Unless he has Twilight Drake. Or sorry, not Twilight Drake. Keeper of the Grove.
Good thing for Hyped is that if Doomsayer triggers, Bane will be actually able to attack. Or no, wait, he won't be able to attack because it's start of turn. So Kolento can actually ignore the Doomsayer. He can attack for 6, maybe play Harvest Golem even. Shapeshift.
Is he sensing something like Ice Block or Molten Giants, you know? And then is he taxed too far deep into it? He's going to deal with a huge Molten Giant turn. And then all of a sudden, he doesn't have enough removal for all the Giants, and he hasn't popped Ice Block. And it gets a little scary. Kolento, by the way, tests for Mirror Entity, but he sees it doesn't. The secret is not triggered.
So yeah, he's choosing to go for phase actually. Would you expect Molten Giants here? Because Molten Giants are kind of like a deck card. It's really hard to say if they are somewhere in the deck or not. And if Frost Nova finally comes.
Oh man, Frost Nova.
This turn will be huge. He can play so many good cards. He can play Double Molten, Duplicate, and Frost Nova.
Can he fit all of that? Oh, he's going to be a little mana short.
4, 7. Can he do it if he pings his face? Like, Fire Blast his face. Own face to play Molten Giants for 1 only.
I don't think so. One thing to kind of keep in mind, though, is that this deck is more of a surprise factor. The fact that now you see Molten Giants, Kolento has a few games, even if he loses this one, he has a few games to kind of figure out a way around it and make sure to play to avoid these Molten Giants. Double Swipe, by the way, allows him to deal with one of these Giants, which is very effective. And Hype still has to figure out a way to kill his opponent.
Well, Kolento is sitting comfortably on 30 points of health. So he is in a good situation, but he is stopped right now. So his advance was stopped, and Hype is just playing those minions and putting himself in a situation where he has the board, he has the ice block. So Kolento will have to draw the combo. With the combo, he will be able to pop the ice block and maybe put himself in a situation where he can win next turn.
All right, well, he's forced to use Force of Nature as removal in order to deny his opponent from being able to get optimal amounts of damage and also kill off Sylvanas before anything else happens. And this is still going to give Hype some opportunity to build up the board a little bit, play Duplicate, and get some traction off of whatever minion dies.
It's interesting how Kolento actually slowed down, and right now he's playing more of the board control game. Because he feels like he's safe at 22 points of health. So he clears the board to give himself an opportunity to have a couple of more turns to actually draw the cards and be able to deal those last points of damage. Innervate, pretty nice pickup in here. Playing a Chevlor to draw cards. He will be able to play a Spectral Knight.
Wow. Pair of Spectral Knights and Innervates. And Spectral Knight is a card that Hype can deal with this time around.
Yeah, he has a lot of tools, but he's also running out of cards, and he won't have any ways to draw more. He can get something from Duplicate, but will it be enough?
I mean, this is exactly what Duplicate's for, though. It gives you more minions to play throughout the course of turns. The Twilight Drakes do get stronger if you're able to pile up the cards. But it's a legitimate question. He's used up some of his best minions already. Karen and Sylvanas have already been thrown in.
And double Molten Giant as well. So he is going to just continue building his board and pushing with damage here.
Wow, tempo play. I like it.
Kolento is still short of being able to close up on Hype and be able to get the ice block out. So he is still fighting the board control game.
All right, Lothab does introduce a really big problem because he can't Flame Strike immediately.
How much damage does he have? It's 10. So he's still short, and we know that he's not running any Fireballs or any Pyroblast. Cone of
man.
Cold. This is a sick
Oh,
top deck.
Kolento didn't play around Cone of Cold.
Oh, he certainly didn't.
Nope, he didn't put his Spectral Knights in the middle, but how many times are you expecting this card to actually do work?
Especially after Lothar.
Yeah. Oh no.
Kolento's expression is so sour. And Savage Roar is a cool card, but wait, that's it.
Yeah, he's completely frozen. He can't do anything. And Hyped is going to be able to do 11
He's one
damage
damage
next
off
turn.
lethal.
He just needs to pair off another point of damage.
Polymorph is not it, but still, Flame Strike is almost clearing the board. And he can just deal 11 points of damage here. And he still has Ice Block, so he will be super safe. Well, Hyped Mage is actually doing a lot of work.
There you go. He's able to almost guarantee himself a win unless Kolento top decks something amazing here.
Ancient Flower is actually amazing, but it's not changing the board state. So Hype pulled himself, grinded himself into a position where he's actually going to kill Kolento's Druid.
Oh man. Well, Kolento has learned a great deal about this deck. He's seen double Moltens, he's seen Cone of Cold, he's seen the Twilight Drakes, and actually he hasn't seen the Secrets in action though, but he can suspect one of them is Ice Block. And so now he can go and deconstruct it for other decks that he has.